greeting salutations, good citizens. This is Laz. This is the Fortress. Welcome on back. I know a few of you right now are thinking, Laz, I don't know why all your fans are Southern, but they are now. Anyway, Laz, normally you're standing around, you're all full of high energy and stuff. What the hell is this idea about you sitting down? What are you doing? And I direct reply, well, Cletus, the reason why I'm sitting down is because I'm lazy. And also, it's also because, I like having to sit down with my people here, with my peeps, so to speak. And also, if you like what you hear, if you like what you watch, please consider giving supporting the channel. I have a coffee link. I'll have the link down below. There's whatever you can spare, whatever if you can afford $1, donate $1. No worries. Any little bit helps to help me make our channel better. And other than that, so reason for this video, I'm sure you read the title. This is my review and thoughts on Halloween Kills, which I saw the Thursday night before it was supposed to premiere on Friday, and then I also watched it again. I want to say Saturday on the Peacock. I will say though, if you get a chance, see it in theaters. It's just a bit of experience, more of a better experience. Well, not for me, but I'll get to that in a bit. But all in all, seeing a horror movie in theaters tends to be a lot of fun. And also, you get the sound. Everything's just, I still say if you want to support this movie, go to theater. Now, I've also been hearing, before I go, I want to say I love this movie. I really did. I thought it was really fun and added to the mythos of Halloween in a way that I was hoping they would go. And I'll get into that in a bit. So I want to say, again, I love this movie. I thought it was amazing. And I see a lot of hate towards it online. Not just, I didn't like the movie, which is fine. Movies are subjective. You can't like whatever the hell you want. I don't care. But it's the hatred and the vitriol I see towards this movie. And I'm sitting there like, did you guys watch a different movie than I did? Because, I'm the most critical mofo I've ever met. You can ask my friends. Ask anyone who knows me will say, when it comes to movies, I'm overly critical. I think too much, overthink everything, can't let things go, whatever. Most of that is true. To quote Lloyd Kaufman, I can suspend my disbelief. I cannot, however, lock it in a bag and torture it. I can't. There was a lot of movies that a lot of people like. I'm like, what? And that's what now I'm seeing it coming from another side, and I don't get it. So, if you're watching this and you didn't like the movie, put down in the comments why. Just don't be a dick, but just put down why. But also, don't just say it's stupid. There's plot holes. Just give me some reasons, please, and we can have a nice discussion. Sweet. Okay. So, and also before I start, this is the spoiler edition of my review. So if you don't want to be spoiled for the movie, stop here. And then go see the movie and come on back. And okay. Everyone who's here seen the movie, right? Or doesn't care about spoilers? Okay. 3, 2, okay, let's go. Alright, so movie opens with Halloween 1978, which I didn't expect. Now, I'm going to get a few things jumbled here and there, but I'm going to get the basics down. So basically, when you get 1978, you get Michael, you get two cops, one of which is being Officer Hawkins from 2018 Halloween. Him and his partner, they're both young, and they're looking for Michael, and Hawkins sees him. He's like, stop! And Michael's just kind of like, what's up? He just doesn't pay him any mind, just keeps walking. Which I loved, especially when the dude shoots at him, and Michael's like, deuces. And then like a bunch of cops show up, like, all right, we gotta go, and then it's like, you go this way, I'm going home. One didn't say that, but they should have. Hawkins is like, our guy going, let's go this way. And Hawkins' partner, who I'll call Officer Exposition, is walking around. He's saying like, oh, I knew Myers, and my mom would send me to play with him because she felt bad, but he didn't do anything. He didn't talk. He just stood out and stared out at his sister's window. And they're like, ding, that's where we're going. Da-da-da. And in this time, around this point in time, you see the young version of Ronnie Elam, who, for those of us who aren't giant Halloween fans, was the bully in the original Halloween, where he tortured Tommy Wallace and made him drop his pumpkin and stuff. You're gonna get you. You're gonna get you. And I guess this one, because he's seen him being bullied, and so I'm guessing because the 3 people who were bullying him are saying the same thing. So I'm guessing that's where we're going with that. But I'm sitting. To me, it didn't ring true, just because I'm like, I was bullied my entire life, like at least for 12 years of my life anyway. And usually the bullies don't get bullied as well, at least by my understanding. I mean, granted, it's not like I sat there and talked to my bullies. We didn't have like a giant conversation about why they're doing what they're doing, and maybe they should find Harry Krishna or no, Harry Carey. That's dang it, I messed up the joke. Anywho, so, and by the way, if you want to know how that joke's supposed to go, watch the original Muppet movie. Yeah, I just can't believe I can't remember it. Okay, so either way, so they're bullying him, and then cop shows up and goes, "Hey, kids, stop being dicks. Go home. This dude in a mask." And they're like, "What do you do?" And like, he killed 3 teenagers. Go home. And they drive away, and the girl and like the bullies are like, "Bye, Ronnie." Like, yeah, bye, Lonnie. Don't get killed. Ha ha ha. And I'm sure if I was with my ex, she'd be like, "Why are your kids so mean in these movies? They're not reading in real life," because she lived in some real weird Norman Rockwell-like reality where no one got bullied at her school. I don't know what that is. I don't know if she went to school in some sort of weird Disney romper room thing, but whatever. So, and I'm sitting there going, "No, these kids are dicks." All right. And Ronnie's there, and he's walking, and he trips or something, and then he looks around Mike, and Michael's just standing there like, "What's up? Hey, kid." And the kid's like, "Please don't kill me, please don't kill me." And Michael just scurries on by. And I went, anyway. So then you see the Hawkins and Officer Exposition. They're at Myers' house, and they go in, yakety schmackety, skip ahead. Myers, Officer Exposition, standing in the sister's bedroom looking out the window, and then Myers just comes out of nowhere and starts choking the crap out of him. And Hawkins comes up, and Myers is choking the guy. Myers is behind Officer Exposition, he's choking him. And Hawkins is like, "Let him go, let him go, let him go." And Myers is not saying anything clearly. So Hawkins shoots, and he hits his partner in the throat. And the officer's like, "What the hell is wrong with you," basically. So Myers finally lets him go, if I remember correctly, and he just walks down the stairs. Hawkins is shooting at him. He's not hitting anything. And then as Myers goes outside, you hear Loomis like, "The monster is here! The monster is here!" Basically, something like that. It's a horrible Donald Pleasance, I know, but it's as close as I got. And then Hawkins is there, and his Officer Exposition's sitting there bleeding out the neck. He's like, "Did we get him? Did we get him?" And Hawkins is like, "Yep." And then Loomis comes in, and he's like, "Did Michael kill again? Did he?" And Hawkins is just like, he basically says yes. And I will stop here and say, whomever they got to play Loomis in this movie, dude, he was awesome. He sounded just like him, and he looked like him. Like, not exactly Donald Pleasance, but it was fair. It was a fair job. I was afraid when they announced that he was going to be in this movie through flashback that they were going to do the CGI cloning that they did in Star Wars with Peter Cushing, where he didn't quite look right. I was afraid of that, honestly, because that would have taken me out of the movie. However, then after that, epilogue where you see Michael get arrested and beaten in the head, whatever. Skip forward to the Strodes riding the bus, riding in the truck. They're driving, and then firefighters come by, and Laura's like, "No, let it burn, idiots!" And they get to the hospital. Laurie's like, ow, ow, bleeding, ow, ow, blood. Bunch of stuff. Her daughter Karen's like, could someone help my mom, please? She's dying over here. She's got blood everywhere. And everyone's like, are you okay? Like, whatever. And at one point, one of the officers looks at her daughter, whose name I keep forgetting. I'm shooting with Linda, and I could be absolutely wrong there. About firing with Linda, and like one of the officers like, are you okay? Because she's covered in blood. He's like, you want to go have someone look at you? She's like, nope, not my blood. We're good. And then you see her mom washing off the blood off her hands, and she sees her husband, like her wedding ring, and remembers, oh shit, my husband's dead. And then she goes and starts going boo hoo hoo in the bathroom, which actually no, she goes into a hospital room, closes the blind, shuts the blinds, then goes boo hoo hoo, which I actually really dug. I'm not in a yeah, that's happy, but in a way that makes sense. Like her husband just died, and it turns out her mom was right. There is a serial killer hunting her to a degree. So I dug that. And then so you get all that, and then skip ahead, and then you get the firefighters at Laurie's house. One of the firefighters goes through the floor, and then a gate opens up, like in the basement, and Myers is just standing there, and the guy is like, "The hell?" And Myers just looks at him, grabs like a poker or something, and just bashes this dude's skull in, like through the helmet and everything. And as the guy's like, Myers is just. Then there's one of the guys like, give me your hand, and Myers is like, all right. And dude's like, oh shit, goes down, and you don't see what happens to him, but I'm pretty sure they didn't exchange recipes. Myers comes out of the house, like as Myers walks out of the house, he's standing there, he's backlit, and it looks like he's standing at the gates of hell. And he has the weapon of I don't know if it's a poker or something, but he has like this something, blunt and sharp, with a sharp pointy stick. You see all the firefighters, and they start arming up, basically. Like, you see them grab whatever they can, and one of them has a freaking giant fucking circular saw thing. So I'm guessing they use to cut down doors and crap. And he's just standing there. And one of them hits the hose, and it's hitting with like full pressure. And Myers just starts walking through it. And he just kills every single firefighter you can find. He's like, hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? And one's like, hey, nice saw. I'm sure that guy was like, I immediately regret my decision of the saw. Oh no. I'm in the theater going, yes, yeah, get you some. And I'm so happy that scene was still in there, because I don't know if anyone knows, but there was a petition on change.org to take that scene out because it's mean, or they shouldn't have that because with firefighters. I don't know, something like that. And I'm sitting there going, have you guys never seen a Halloween movie? Because he kills whoever he can find. That's basically his job. So Mike's there. He'd be like, oh, deuces. And eventually the cops show up and go, oh, fudge. And they're like, oh, damn it, that sucks. And then you see Lonnie's kid, senior douchebag. He's still in the dress as Clyde, and as Bonnie. He's walking around. He's trying to phone his friend, who we saw get skewered on the fence in the last movie, because apparently he deserved to die because he didn't know he was friend zoned. Anywho, and he's like calling him, and you see the dude, he's still there with the freaking thing from the fence through his jaw, like, eh. And then senior douchebag sees Hawkins like on the ground. He's like, hey, you all right? Hawkins, hey, you all right? No, all right. And senior douchebag jumps the fence, goes, and goes, oh crap, Officer Hawkins, but here's some pressure on your wound, yakety schmackety, help. And Hawkins is alive in this movie. And I'm like, yeah, all right, I like Hawkins. He didn't deserve to go down, especially not to foreign bizarro Loomis. No, nay, did not deserve that at all. And then so you skip ahead, you get Laurie's surgery, which is kind of didn't want to see that. And Karen's going, it's whatever. Linda is just nothing, but she's having her own issues, and then find out Laurie's gonna be okay. And there's a bar sequence, and again, I'm getting some stuff out of order, but you'll be fine. There's a bar sequence where the sexy nurse and the doctor from the first movie, the couple, they're there, and like you find out the party they went to was terrible, and the dude's boss kept hitting on his woman, and he's like, and she's like, you never stand up for yourself. He's like, no, you're right. You never stood up. He's like, no, you're right. I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna give him a stern talking to. She's like, you're gonna punch him in the face. He's like, yes, I am. Yes, ma'am. And then you see like 3 people behind him, and they're loud. They're drinking champagne. They're having a good time. And Dr. Man's like, hey, shush. And they're like, all right, cool. And he goes to get a drink. He gets a fuzzy zombie nipple or something, I don't know. And the old grizzled old bartender's like, well, don't mind them, blah, blah. They're friends with the chick who survived, blah, blah. So he's basically bartender exposition. He's like, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. And then, and the dude's like, the doctor guy's like, no shit, all right. And then adult Lonnie's there. He's like, hey, I gave this dude credit. And then adult Lonnie gets on stage because it's like a talent show it's a drunken talent show during this thing. So he calls up Tommy, the adult Tommy, played by Anthony Michael Hall, who is amazing in this movie. I thought he was really good in this movie. He shows up and basically does an exhibition dump as well about how, you know, he survived Halloween. So did Lonnie. Really, he survived like 5 seconds. Lindsay, the girl who was who Laura was babysitting with him, and nurse chick who I always blank on her name, and I feel bad. But they're all there. They're drinking. They're celebrating, and Tommy's like, "Yay, evil's dead! Yay!" And you're in the audience going, "No, nay, nay." And then you see a couple. One of them played by Lenny Clark, who's always funny. It's Lenny Clark and some chick. And they're there, and they're playing with like a flying droid thing. And at one point, she fits it down on her, so he grabs it. He goes, "Oh, let me show it." And he flies around the corner, and you hear, bink! And he comes flying back. And I'm like, what the hell? And then Lenny Clark goes up, hey, let's see what's going on. He opens the door, and Myers is standing there, like, oh shit! Run! There's a dude here. And she said, wait, there's a dude here, blah, blah. And he's like, he said, what do you want? He's like, I don't care. I'm getting the hell out of here. I'm calling the cops. And as he says that, Michael just grabs the window and just bashes his skull in. And I think, yeah, he basically pulls his head through the broken window and just shoves his throat into the shards of glass. I'm like, yeah. Then Myers comes up, and the lady's looking for a weapon. She grabs a knife. I'm like, don't pick up a knife. That's Michael's weapon of choice. No one's better with a freaking kitchen knife than him. But Michael's like, all right, I'll see your kitchen knife. And he breaks off a thing of there's like a fluorescent tube. He grabs it out of the wall basically and breaks off a bit of a jagged edge. He's like, I'll see your knife and give you some jagged glass. And she's like, oh no. He shoves it into her throat. She's like, eh. It's like a bloody straw, but you know. And then Michael goes about his merry way. Da, 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 da. And then Sheriff tells Karen and Lynn or Linda. I'm gonna get her name wrong 7 times. Could be Lynn. Her name could be Frank. I don't know. And yeah, I know I could check IMDb, but I'm filming on my phone, so I'm not gonna do that. Plus, it's funny. So they tell him, and both Lynn and Karen go, what? At the same time. And then Senior Douchebag shows up. He's like, well, he's out. Me and my dad are going to go, and we're going to drive around and find him. Because Tommy Doyle's bringing up a posse. You want to come with? And Lynn's like, yep. Karen's like, fuck that. No, get the hell back in there with your grandma. What the hell is wrong with you? And they have an argument. And to me, Karen was making sense. Karen's like, listen, there's an army of cops looking for him. A burning building didn't stop him. What in the hell are you going to do? Basically, not what she said, but it's close enough. to go in there with your grandma. And Lynn does for like 5 minutes. And then she shows, no, I'm a Strode. I must not listen to anything that makes sense. I'm going to get up and I'm going to go hunt this motherfucker down. And she does. Well, she joins Senior Douchebag and his dad. And he's like, we're going to drive around a bit. And, you know, they're calling da-da-da a bit. So that happens. Laurie wakes up and goes, what the hell? And Karen lies right to her mom's face, like, yep, he's dead. Sweetness. And then eventually Hawkins gets rolled in, and then you find out that, you know, after the attack, whatever, at one point they're in a bar, they kissed, but Laurie was all messed up, and she had the hots for Ben Tramer. Amazing. I'm surprised I pulled that name out of my ass. But she had the hots for Ben Tramer or whatever, and it's a really good moment. They have great, these two have, like Jamie Lee Curtis and the actor who plays Hawkins, have a really good chemistry. So it was awesome. Then you meet no, not yet, you don't meet them yet, I'm sorry. And then no, you do, you meet this gay couple. It's damn, I want to say Big John, Little John. I know that's wrong, by the way. I know it's big and something. I know it's big and little, but I can't remember. And I'm in my head, I can hear it. I just can't think what the hell comes after that. But they both have the same name apparently. They go big and small. Although Small John's the bigger one, and Big John's the smaller one. And yes, I know someone's like, "Isn't that Big and Small John?" I know, I can't remember. Shut up. But you meet them, and they're a lovely couple. And these poor bastards are living in the miners in the Myers house. And I guess they don't have TV. Well, they have TV, but they're not watching the news or whatever, so they never know what they're about to walk into, what the house about to walk in their house. But they're there, and these three kids, like these two kids, like a girl knocks on their door and says, "Oh my God, my friend, she was here, got Kenny here, and there's a razor blade in it, and now she's puking out blood, whatever." And you know, the two dudes are like, what? They're very concerned, whatever. So they go and check up on her, on the victim anyway, who's lying there. And then they hear their door closes and like someone's in our house. And then the third kid comes out. This giant, I got all the candy, haha. And the girl's like, we got you. And then Big John decides to go, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to now tell you the story of the Myerses. And he tells it really creepily and, you know, kind of vulgarly because he's pissed. And then Big John shows up. And then the Little John jumps in and they're going back and forth. And then they go boo at the end. The kids, yeah, they run away. I'm like, yes. The cool part, though, the Easter egg in this was that the three kids were dressed like, the masks they were wearing were the same masks, the same killer masks anyway from Halloween 3. Which I thought that was pretty dope. Like there was the witch, one's a witch, one's a pumpkin, one's a skeleton. And I'm sort of going, that is awesome. So, and they're in 2018, so I guess they're just roaming the streets. So, and then skip a bit ahead during the, you know, because after Tommy Doyle and everyone finds out whatever, they're grabbing a posse, and the African American, the couple, the doctor and his woman, who by the way, they're African American. So if I say that, that's the reason why I'm saying it, because I can't remember their names. And they're there and they're driving. Oh no! And then there was about to leave the bar. Once again, the guy dressed like his doctor, I forgot my stethoscope. I gotta go back in. And she's like, really? Say no. 5 seconds. And then she goes in and she sits in her car and it's all steamy and stuff. So you're in the theater going, he's in there, because last time there was a steamy car and someone got in. It was Annie and she got choked to death. Speaking of Annie, there's a cameo in this movie that almost made me cry. Won't lie to you. Annie's father from the first movie, Sheriff Brackett's in this, and same actor. I won't lie to you. I teared up a little bit when I seen it in the theaters. I'm not gonna lie, because I didn't expect it. I thought that was really cool. He's like a security guard at the hospital now. So anyway, back to sexy nurse in the car. And she turns around and she goes, oh, shit, bird. He jumps out because she's like, there's someone in there. Michael Myers in there. The man who's on the TV's in there. And Tom, he comes out with grabs a bat off the wall of the bar, comes walking out, and the car's there, and like some weird music's playing, and Tom walks in and goes, "Hey, Michael, wake up!" He hits the window, and then drives away, right? And then the angry mob starts building and building and building. But you do see, so since they don't have their car, doctor and sexy nurse go with Loomis's assistant nurse, Michael's lady who was there in the first movie, and um, Lindsay. So those two are there, and the doctor and the sexy nurse. And by the way, yes, I know the guy dressed as the doctor is actually a nurse. However, he's dressed as a doctor. I'm just gonna keep referring to that. So they're driving, and then they see a like three. They go to a park or whatever, and they see two of the kids who just screwed over the nice gay couple out of their candy. You see two of them on swings. They're going back and forth. And Lindsay's like, "Oh, what the balls?" She shows up and goes, "Hey, what are you idiots doing there?" And they're like, "It's Halloween. We're having fun. Yay!" And Lindsay's like, "There's a killer." And like, "Oh, what we're gonna do? We're gonna die." And one's like, "Not today, Satan." Oh, he basically said, "Not Satan today" or something. He said it weird. Or, and then like, "Oh, there's a guy who plays hide and seek with us." And Lindy's like, "Where, idiots?" And they go, "There." And Myers just stand there. And he turns, he just kills everyone in the car. Like, cause he gets on top of the car, and the nurse is like, has a gun and goes, just shooting everywhere she has. Shoot, bang, 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 and she doesn't hit Myers at all. And finally he comes in. No, because at first he breaks through the windshield that she's sitting, grabs her hair and starts pulling her through. And then she goes bang, and then he goes on the roof, and then she goes bang, bang, bang. And then as she's going bang, 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 she shoots a window out where the sexy nurse lady is. So sexy nurse crawls out of the car, and so sexy nurse is armed, and so is Lindsay. I'm sorry, so is the nurse lady. They're both armed, and Michael opens the door, and lady's like, the nurse is like, "This is for Dr. Loomis," and he click, and look at her face, is like, "Oh shit beans." And even when she clicks, Myers is like, and then he grabs her and then kills her, just flat out kills the shit out of her. I know he stabs the shit out of her. That's what it was. And then the doctor starts choking with the stethoscope, and Myers turns around and just jams the knife right through his eye. And then the sexy nurse starts shooting and shooting and shooting. So finally, Myers just hits her arm. She winds up shooting herself in the face. And I'm like, yes! And Myers standing there like, that was pretty sweet. And then turns around, and Lindsay comes up, and she has like a sack full of bricks, and bang! And she beats the shit out of Myers. And Myers, like, then Myers stands up, looks at her, and goes, "You done? You want to run now?" And she runs. And she hides, and Myers is stalking her for a bit. And Myers goes, like, Myers is basically just playing, his own level in Dead by Daylight. He's just, "I'm going to stalk you. Do. Nope, you're not here. You're going to find someone else to kill. Do. And then finally, Tommy. No, not Tommy. I'm sorry. Lonnie, senior douchebag, and Lenny. Not Lenny. I'm going to keep calling Lynn. They show up and like, "Oh crap!" And then you see everyone who Myers just killed. They're all like two of them are on the Ferris wheel, and the nurse is hanging from the swings, and all of them are wearing bloody versions of the kids' masks. And so I'm like, Myers just killed 3 kids. Holy crap. All right. And then, so they start driving, like, "Oh, we gotta go." And then, like, Laurie is convinced that Myers is going to come for her out of the hospital. So people start feeling it. So people start saying it. Tommy Doyle says it, and then all of a sudden, like, the fear starts spreading like a virus. And then the guy who was really the insane, the one of the I'm going to say insane people, but one of the or inmates that were in the bus track from the first one, they were being transported. He's walking around. He looks like Danny DeVito from the Penguin. He looks like Danny DeVito's Penguin from Batman Returns. Myers flipper hands, but he's walking around, and everyone thinks it's Myers. And then Laurie, who's walking around because she's jammed a bunch of painkillers into her stomach, and she's walking around. She hears Myers is there, and then at one point she sees it's not him. She turns around, it's not him, you stupid sheep, and everyone's like, no, we're scared, no. And Doyle's like, evil dies tonight, and it's like this giant. And then they're trying to stop him, and they shove, like one doctor shoves Laurie out of the way, and Laurie grabs him and knees him in the balls, which I'm like, boom! And then Laurie's like, oh, that was my stitches, and she falls down. Then they finally get her to the hospital. They get her into her bed. She's like, ow. And Crowd's like, argh! And this happens a bit throughout the movie, so I'm just going to skip to where it ends. Like, argh! And like, Karen's trying to stop them. The poor sheriff's trying to stop them. He gets knocked down. Everyone's getting knocked down, and then Karen like finds the insane guy, locks them in a hallway. Like she locks both doors. And she locks the dude in both doors, and she's standing the one trying to stop him, but the crowd's just coming. They're both banging on the windows, on like in the glass part of the doors on both sides to break in. So finally, Penguin goes, shit, turns around and just does a header out the window. Like he grabs like a fire extinguisher, breaks the window and jumps out, and splat. And everyone's like, oof. Like that happens like not throughout, but a good chunk of this movie. And then so I did that there, because then we're gonna get to the the poor gay couple who's we're about to have death walk in their door, which is basically what happens. Mike walk, they're sitting there, blah blah, they're being all chill. Big John's all high, basically, and he's like eating, like he's like licking honey. They're watching some movie. I don't know what it was. I didn't catch what the movie was, so I don't get if there's a reference there. But he has like his jar of honey. He's like, my mom used to make honey, whatever, and he starts crying, whatever. And at one point, Little John goes, "What the hell is that honey?" Because Big John is like, "Oh, I'm kind of stoned." And then they hear on the back door, and they're like, "Oh, damn, trick or treaters!" Too late. They go like Little John goes answer the big door. There's no one there. And then they hear the front door, and Big John goes, "They're at the front door now." He gets up, and he's pissed. He's like, he gets up, opens the door, and there's no one there. And Little John, and then Big John's like, "God damn it, people, you stupid kids," blah blah. Because he decides he does what I would do when Jehovah's Witnesses knock on my door. Walk up, grab something, and you go, "Oh, let's have a discussion." So Big John has like a 9-iron essentially. He's just like, "I hate you kids," blah 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 blah. And next time I'm gonna use a pitchfork, because they have like a scarecrow or whatever holding a pitchfork, because it's Halloween, boo, whatever, right? And then he turns to Little John and goes, "Hey, by the way, did you happen to lock the back door when you open it?" And Little John's like, "No." He goes back, and then Little John sees a bloody handprint on the doorway. He's like, "Big John, there is someone in this house, and they're not a kid." And Big John goes, "Oh, hell nah." And he starts taking off his jewelry, his watch, takes off his sweater. I'm like, oh, Big John's about to go. He's about to go pick a fight. Unfortunately, Big John going to die. Because you don't, So, Big John goes, "I'm going to go find whoever's in here. I'm going to mess him up." He grabs a knife that's like this big. He's like, "I got this." And then Little John picks up a bigger knife. He's like, "All right, let's go." So they're going through their house back and forth. And they're calling each other Big John, Little John, Big John. Like, they're adorable. Honestly, they really were. They were adorable. I didn't want to see them die because I like these people. But, however, they're in the wrong house. Big John goes down first because he walks into the sister's room. And he's sitting there. And he turns around. And literally, he just backs up. And Myers comes out of nowhere and stabs him right like in the armpit. I'm like, ow. and it just stabs the crap out of him. Then stabs in the armpit a bunch of times, then turns him around and jams both of his thumbs into the dude's eyes, and just blood squirting everywhere. I'm like, yeah! And the guy's like, ow, 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 pain. And Little John goes, Big John! Runs right into death. Like, he runs up and then sees Little John on the ground, no eyes. He's like, oh, Little John, no. He's Italian now, apparently. Oh, Little John, no, what's a come and go? Or Big John, oh, what's a coming to go? What's going on here? And he looks up, there's Myers. He's like, Michael, you came home. And Myers just turns and kills him too. You don't see how he kills him. He just, boom, kills him too. Lonnie, because throughout the whole thing where people are like, oh, he's coming for Laurie. He knew where Laurie was. Like Myers knew where his sister was. Oh, sorry, not sister. Wrong continuity. I'm sorry. Michael knew where Laurie was living, and he followed her there. Blah blah blah. He somehow knew, and then and that's what Karen was telling him, because Karen's all blaming on her mom because Karen's a twat waffle. And Lenny's like, no, Michael's insane doctor is the one that brought him to my grandmom's house. He knew. Myers didn't know crap. He just happened to be there. And then Lonnie figures out, oh crap, he's going home. So if you look at every single person he's murdered, he's going home. So they say, let's go home. Like, let's go, Scooby. Okay. They go, and then they get there, and Lonnie's like, listen, I'm an idiot. I'm sitting here with 2 kids, and I brought my son to the belly of the beast. That's an actual line. But so I'm a moron, and I'm the second worst father in cinematic history. First, well, not literally, because anything written by Rob Zombie, any parent written by Rob Zombie takes that cake. But in this context, because Lonnie's a good dude, but in my head, it's all right. He's like, all right, I'm just as bad as the parents who left their kid home alone twice as they went on vacation. So you're right. Here's what's going to happen. You two are going to stay here. I'm going to go up there and find them. And Lenny's like, you really expect me to go the way? He's like, nope. But I'm asking you to please do it anyway. He gets up. He goes in. And then you hear a gunshot. And both Lenny and Senior Douchebag go, well, I guess we got to do what we got to do. They get up. They're both armed. She has a shotgun. He has a handgun. So they go up. They're going around the thing, whatever. Lenny finds the 2 dead dudes. And Myers has them situated where like they're basically holding hands. And you see Little John has like 3 knives sticking out of him. And then Senior Douchebag finds his father, who's stuffed in an attic. And then Myers comes leaping out of a hallway closet, beats the piss out of this poor kid. And at one point, and then Lenny goes, no, a shotgun, no. And then Myers just grabs her, hits her, and chucks her down a flight of stairs. When she lands, her ankle pulls a Sid Vicious and just goes crack. I'm like, her whole leg goes crack. I'm like, that hurts me. And then Myers proceeds to continue to beat the shit out of Senior Douchebag. And she's like, no, leave him alone, no. And Myers like, yeah, it's gonna work. So finally, he pushed the kid's head through like the middle of like a wooden banister at a staircase. And Lonnie's kind of stuck there headwise, and he's like, and then like Myers starts choking him, like basically is curb stomping him basically, and at least with his throat on the banister choking him. And Lenny's like, no, leave him alone, come after me. And Mike's like, all right. So he's walking down the stairs, like he's walking, and Senior Douchebag's head's like right here. So Myers stops, looks at him, looks back at Lenny, looks back at the head, and Lenny's like, no! And Myers goes, snap! And turns the dude's head like 180. Then he goes, now I'm going to kill you. Do-do-do. It's a very particularly jaunty Michael when I do it. He's like, do-do-do. He's going down, and she's like, no. And then they turn him, and she's like, do it! Do it! And Myers is like, you're talking to someone behind me, ain't you? And sure enough, her mom comes with a pitchfork and just jams it in the Mike's back. Mike's like, no, I'm not Jason Voorhees, goddammit. And he goes down, and he goes down, his head's like on a step, and Mom goes up and just stomps on his head and breaks his neck. And they're like, yay, it's over. And I'm like, no, it's not. because Myers starts twitching, getting up. So Karen grabs the mask, goes out. She's like, "You want your mask? Here it is!" And Myers gets it and goes, "All right." Starts following her. She's like, "Oh, shit beans." Starts running. And Myers like, "Do, do, 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 do." She's like, gets to a field. He goes, he finds the mask. He starts walking. He looks down. I'm pretty sure he's probably like, "I got $10. Says she's doing the whole I'm not really scared thing that she did last movie." And he turned like all these freaking lights, like headlights, come on, and Karen's there. She's like, "Gotcha." And Myers like, "Mother, I knew it." And Tommy comes out with his bat, and everyone's there, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna beat the piss out of this guy." And Myers just goes, leans down, puts his mask back on, and the mob starts a whooping on Myers. Just beats the piss out of him. And that was from Sunday. And he's down and pop, and then Karen walks up and just stabs him in like the back, whatever. And Tommy's like, go be with your kid, Karen. We got this." And Karen's like, "Do." And she's standing there, like she's with Lenny. Cops are there. The cops finally show up. and Lenny stands back. She looks up at Judith Myers, Michael's sister, Judith's window, and she sees a kid. She basically sees Michael in the clown costume, looking back at her for a second, then it's gone. So I'm like, huh. Which, by the way, I didn't see that when I saw it in theaters for some reason, but I caught it when I was watching it on Peacock. I don't know why. And as Karen goes to check that out, we get this monologue from Laurie, who's talking to Hawkins. But Hawkins also admits that all of it, because Laurie kept saying it's her fault, and Hawkins like, "No, it's mine," because Loomis wanted to shoot him, and I stopped him because I kept thinking this dude is some lady's boy, and like whatever, and I can't let you just kill him in cold blood. And Hawkins like, "I done messed up because I should have. He's pure evil." And then again, Laura's like, "Evil dies tonight." He's like, "Evil dies tonight." Mm-hmm. And she's like, I'm gonna be the one who puts him down, basically. So as Karen's up there, whatever, she like starts looking. Get back to the mob, because Myers. They look back, and Myers just gets up and kills everybody in the mob. Just like it's this symphony of like, I'm gonna kill every single person here. And he's doing this while Laurie's giving her monologue. And as Karen's walking up the stairs, he's just pop, 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 pop. And at the end, it's just him and Tommy. Tommy's like, ah. Tommy swings like, I'm sure I'm going to regret this in the morning. And he swings, and well, let's just say he doesn't make it. Let's say Mike's like, you brought a bat to a knife fight. All right, stab. A lot. And then, and so everyone's dead, and then Karen's there. She's looking out the window where Judith was, basically where Michael would look, whatever. So she's looking out, and Myers goes behind her and stabs the shit out of Karen. I'm like, oh, he just killed Laurie's daughter. Oh, crap on a stick. That's basically how it ends, is Michael just standing there looking out the window. I'm sitting there going, because I know that this is the middle part of the trilogy. Now, I've heard people complain that this is basically the horror version of Last Jedi, which I do not agree with. To me, this is the horror version of Empire Strikes Back. It's a dark middle to whatever hell the ending is going to be. I'm very excited for next year. I think it's coming out next year. I can't wait to see what the ending is. It's called Halloween Ends. I hope they don't end it. But if they do, cool. So yeah, that was it. That was the movie. Again, I really enjoyed it. I mean, it had some bits that were like the whole mob sequence or the chase of the penguin. That could have been shorter, honestly. Especially the second time around, because I now know what's happening. I'm like, oh, all right. Because we didn't add we added the fact that the town's terrified, and now they're just it's a mob, which I get that, and I've heard Jamie Lee Curtis herself say that was like that whole scene is it's a reference to January 6th, and I'm sitting there going, but the movie was finished and in the can before January 6th happened. How can you do that? That makes no sense. Why would you lie? I mean, I could see the parallel to a degree, but it's one of those things where it's not exact. You would have to squint or be looking for it. I mean, like when I saw it, I was thinking Charlottesville. I was thinking, oh, ah, but it wasn't so heavy-handed to me anyway, where it turned me off. Because anytime there's heavy-handed politics, I don't care from which side, by the way, I get turned off. I'm like, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see anything real or politics in my damn movie, especially in my damn slasher movie. I just want to see stupid people going down in great ways. A killer that's interesting. At least one person I want to see live at the end. Hopefully some nudity. I know that won't happen anymore, but slasher movies, that was half the fun. So that aside, I still really enjoy this movie. Like, there was nothing really that made me go, I don't like that. You know, I enjoy this movie a lot. And again, if you go see it and you want to let me know if you saw it or you're going to go see it, let me know how you liked it down below. You know, give me a message or leave a comment or go to my Twitter page at Fortress Laz and shoot me a comment there. Either way. Anyway, good kids, I am off like a dirty shirt. Till next time, same last channel. Peace out, dude, true believers.